Someone was interviewing me last night on a podcast, and that was one of the first questions that he asked. Why are dreams so ambiguous? Why can't we just get the message? Why can't spirit just tell us what we need to know? Well, the answer to that question is, I don't know. That's the same question I have. Hey, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good whatever time it is that you're tuning in. I am Lady T, dream interpreter, author, and spiritual coach, here with you today on this beautiful Tuesday morning in Greenville, South Carolina. Thank you for catching the replay. If you don't join me live, you can always catch the replay, because here is where we talk about how to make heaven and earth connect, how to make heaven and earth connect in you, with you. Make it connect through dreams and the mundane. We talk spirit and science. We talk magic and the mystical, as well as the simple. And so I'm glad to be here with you today. I'm glad that you joined me. Hey, glad to have you on this morning. Hopefully you all are staying clear of the virus. You're staying safe, and you haven't contracted the coronavirus. If you do, there are ways to take care of yourself even while you have it, you can survive. I know many people who've had it. My 82-year-old aunt had the coronavirus, and she is doing very well. And there are people who have passed away. So my heart is with those who have passed away. But again, if you contract the virus, there are ways that you can survive. Take care of yourself before you even get it. You can use echinacea tea. There are teas to help build your immune system. Build your immune system. Stay strong. Keep your thoughts strong. Talk to your body to remind your body. Your body knows how to heal itself. So remind your body, or remind your mind, right? The body knows how to do it, but the mind gets caught up in fear, and you don't want to do that for yourself. Make a decision about what you're going to do when the vaccine is available. And when you make your decision about what you're going to do with that vaccine, don't judge anyone else. Don't judge other people for what they do. Right? We have to respect each other where we are. I never did understand why people would get upset when other people don't do it the way they do it. And especially when it comes to vaccinations. Okay, if I take the vaccine and I am safe, right? I'm protected. Why would I get angry at you? Because I'm safe and protected. You're the one that's the fool. Anyway, okay, I'm not going to go into that conversation. But remember that so that you aren't discombobulated and you're not crazy trying to control other people. You control what's going on in here. And the best way to control what's going on in here is control your thoughts about what's going on in here. You can't control other people. Okay, that's my little PSA for the day. Today, I want to talk about, because I get this question often as a dream interpreter. I get the question often of, why is it that our dreams are so ambiguous? I was doing a podcast. Someone was interviewing me last night on a podcast, and that was one of the first questions that he asked. Why are dreams so ambiguous? Why can't we just get the message? Why can't spirit just tell us what we need to know? Well, the answer to that question is, I don't know. That's the same question I have. That's what I always say. Why can't you just tell me? Why I got to sit around and meditate and try to pull in and understand what's the message? I know I'm not the only one, and I don't pretend to know the answer to that. I do know this, and that is language is very ambiguous. Language is very confusing. If I speak 2, 3 different languages, I have to be very careful about what I say, because I know that saying something in this language could mean something completely different in that language. Even speaking one language, if I'm talking to you and we're both speaking English, I know that is miscommunication is totally possible, right? Even speaking the same language, miscommunication is possible because language is ambiguous. I can say to you, and she smiled. And what does that mean? What does that mean? Am I giving the image that do you catch the image that she had a grimace in her smile? Do you catch the image of her having cynicism in her smile? Maybe she has an evil smile. Maybe that comes to mind when I say that to you. But if I showed you a picture And as the saying goes, a picture is worth 1,000 words. Then you know exactly what the smile meant. So language is ambiguous, and miscommunication can happen very easily. Therefore, our dreams talk to us in images and metaphors and pictures. Now, the beauty to that is your subconscious mind talking to you in your dream knows exactly what images to give to you. Spirit, because sometimes our dreams are a direct download from spirit. Spirit knows exactly what to say to you and what image to give you and what metaphor to give you so that you can get it. And so that's the beauty of it. It's individual, and it knows how to speak to you individually. The challenge is, and this is the reason why dreams are so ambiguous, why we label them as ambiguous. The challenge is we're not in tune with ourselves, right? I don't know myself. I don't understand my own subconscious mind. And therefore, when it speaks to me at night through a metaphor, I'm confused. And I'm sitting around trying to figure out what it means. And so I tell people all the time who come to me to help them interpret their dreams. I can help, yes. But I tell people all the time, you know what your dream means. It came to you. It's talking directly to you as an individual, and therefore you have the interpretation. Sometimes, yes, it helps. Sometimes you need someone to help you, but if you sit with it, you'll get the interpretation. If you know yourself, you'll get it faster. You'll understand it better. But we don't know ourselves. We don't know our purpose. We don't know our mission, and therefore, when our subconscious talks to us, we're confused. And so my desire, my mission, my purpose in life, I feel, is to help people to tune in to themselves, tune in to the knowledge of you. Who are you? Why are you here? And what is your purpose? Because we all come here for a reason. We all come here for a reason. There's a reason for everything. And so when you tune into that, then it's easier to understand the symbols, the metaphors. It's easier to understand what spirit is saying to you during your meditation. It's easier to understand what your dreams are saying to you at night. And so that's my goal. That's my desire, is to help people to tune in, to remember their purpose, because we are all here for a reason, and many of us are on different paths. We're not here for the same thing. We're not here to do the same thing. We're not here to accomplish it the same way. And when we have people, dogma, religion, philosophies, politics telling us it has to be done this way, we are all to go about it like this, then it makes you as an individual confused. We get confused, right? So you got to tune in to yourself. This life is all about you. This is your life, and it's all about you. And so you have to tune in to that. If you listen to, and initially we do listen to philosophies and religions and different political ideologies, and we do listen because we're trying to understand this life. But at a certain point along the way, you got to say, let me focus on me. Let me focus on my way. Let me focus on my mission and my goal. And that happens for us all at different stages in life. If you were raised by a conscious family, a spiritually aware conscious family, then that may happen for you at an early age. But for many of us, it doesn't happen until we're well into our adult life. And that's okay too. That's okay too. Just as long as you tune in spiritually to yourself, to understand yourself, your mission, your purpose, why you're here. As long as you're doing that, you're growing. That is what makes life for you. So that's my goal. That's my mission, to help people to all understand their path. Hi, Pam. I'm going to talk about dreams in just a second, in just a little bit. I want to give a metaphor to what I was just saying. And what I'll do is, as I give this metaphor and just talk just for a bit, I'm only going to be here for about 30 minutes or so. Then I'll interpret a dream. So if you want to type out your dream a little bit in more detail, Pam, if you need interpretation of that, then let me know. And go ahead and type that in there and I'll get to it. So the metaphor I have that helps me to understand this life and not get so disheartened and downhearted about what's going on and what's happening out there. The thing that helps me to stay focused, the metaphor that I use for myself is I picture this life as it's a playground, right? It's this grand playground. And the great mother has brought me to this playground. Now, the great mother also made sure that she called up some of her other friends to tell her friends to bring their children to the playground as well. My mother, my great mother, owns this playground. It's huge, it's huge. And so she has other kids who are here as well. We call them soulmates, right? They're coming to the playground and we're gonna all play together in this playground. We're gonna make this playground better for the other kids that come to the playground too. So we get together and we're gonna build forts and we're gonna build fun things for the other kids. We're gonna make it a safe place for the other kids. We're all working. And that's what the great mother had planned to begin with. As a matter of fact, when the great mother dropped me off at the playground, she sent me with a couple of nannies, a couple other caretakers. She sent me with all the food that I need, everything that I need. The great mother sent me with that. Right? When you come on this planet, you have angels, guards, ancestors, guardians. You have guidance. You can access them, talk to them, get help from them at any point. And so the great mother made sure that the nanny brought plenty of food. The nanny has everything I need to take care of me if I get hurt. She has Band-Aids. She has a kit, a health kit to make sure that, I stay good and healthy. The great mother has made sure I got plenty of water. I got Gatorade. I have everything that I need. She just wants me to come here and play and grow and connect with so that I can evolve. And she could take me to that other playground on the other side of town. That's so much fun. But while I'm here, I have to learn some things. So when I get to that playground, I have to develop some muscles and some strength. So when I get to that playground and when I step up a level, things will be better for me there as well. So we come here to learn, to build our spiritual muscles, to grow. And while we're here, to make this a better place for other people. Now, there are some kids on the playground who are bullies. There are some kids on the playground who they're not really concerned about their mission. They're trying to grab up all the toys. They're taking toys from other kids. There are kids on the playground who like to fight and kill, and they gather their little gang to do that. There are kids on the playground who, you look around and you see kids who are playing by themselves. They've gathered up all their little toys and their little families, and they work by themselves. No judgment. I'm here to do what my great mother has told me to do. There are some kids there on the playground who notice the bullies who are killing and maiming and hurting, and they've decided that they're going to make it a better place by going and helping those kids who are hurt. They develop organizations and associations, and they develop hospitals, and they make things better for the kids who have been hurt. They nurture and take care of. There are some kids on the playground who realize that, wow, some of these kids, they really need some structure. They need some help. And so they do what they're supposed to do. There are some kids on the playground who have different missions and different things that they want to do. And who am I to say, you're wrong, don't build that. You should be building this instead. We're all here on this playground to make it a better place for everyone. There are some kids who they bullied and they killed and they hurt and maimed people, and they grew up and got a little bit older and decided, I don't want to do that anymore. So now I'm going to develop an association that's going to help. There are some kids on the playground who spot some herbs over there in the playground, and we're going to smoke those herbs. We're going to burn those herbs. We're going to do some things with those herbs. And we're going to sit here and keep doing the things with the herbs. And so they're addicted to the drugs. And there are some kids on the playground who say, no, don't do that. And they go over there and they help them. There are some kids on the playground. This is the metaphor that I use that helps me to understand life. Some kids on the playground who preach and teach and call out and yell to the other kids and tell them, no, don't do the bad things, kids. we're going to all be good because the great mother is coming back to get us and we have to all be good. And those are the preachers, and those are the ones who are declaring. I see my role on the playground as someone who remind the kids, hey, why are you here? Why did the great mother bring you? What are you going to do while you're here? How are you going to make this better for yourself? That's my role on the playground as I work with the other kids who also have a similar role as well. And while we're learning ourselves and we're growing and evolving, we can ask the nanny, the guardians, the angels, to keep us safe from the bullies, from the viruses, from the different things that are dangerous on the playground. We can ask the nanny, the guardians, the angels, the ancestors. We can ask them for help, for wisdom, for guidance. While I'm building this little fort here with me and my friends, how can we do this better? And they will tell us. We can ask the great mother directly, and the great mother will help us. And when we leave this place, when we leave this playground, when the great mother calls us home and she comes to get us, and she takes us by the hand and she says, as we are walking home, she says, so what happened while you're on the playground? I get to, as I'm talking to my great mother, to explain to her what I did and what I wanted to do and what I didn't accomplish. Some people will call that the great judgment, right? When you leave this earth, you go to get judged. The great mother wants to know, what did you do? And did you have a good time? And did you learn? And if as I tell her and she says, oh, good, great, wonderful, my good and faithful servant, my good and faithful child, you get to go to the next playground tomorrow. You want to do that? Yay, I do want to do that, great mother. And so tomorrow could be 200 years from now where I go to the other one. It could be 50 years from now where I go to the other playground. But the great mother allows me to assess and look at my life on the playground and then move on to the next level. I get to spiral up. I get to go on upward to heaven. Some little kids on the playground, when the great mother comes to get them, maybe that one kid in particular, the great mother, this is the kid who killed and murdered and maimed and did a lot of bad things. And the great mother goes, so what happened while you were on the playground? Right? This is the judgment. And the kid goes, oh, I did this and that. And I really wasn't I wasn't a good boy. I wasn't a good girl. I did this and that. And the great mother says, okay, you're going to have to go back because I want you to grow. I want you to learn from that. And when you go back, you're going to have to apologize to those kids. You're going to go back and you are going to rectify that because I want you to get strong in this area. You're supposed to be there building your muscles. You're supposed to be on the monkey bars pulling up. And instead you were out there doing, no, that's not what I wanted you to do. Go back, do it again. And they call that karma, karmic debt, right? You have hell to pay is the way some of them label that. You have to go back and redo it so that you can relearn. And going back could be 500 years from now. Going back could be 20 years from now. You go back and you learn your lessons so that you can evolve, so you can go to the next playground. Going to the next playground could be coming back to this planet, or it could be you go to another planet. Where as humans, we look out at the planets and we don't see life. We don't see anything going on out there, but who knows what's happening in the spirit world on those other planets that we can't see with our physical eyes. We can't see it with our telescopes. We can't see it. We say, oh, they're just swirling balls of gas. But the great teacher, Jesus said, there are many mansions. My Father has many mansions. So who knows what that means? Right? We really don't know what Jesus meant when he said that. The metaphor that I use is there are other places that our soul goes that helps us to grow. It helps our soul to grow. To grow for what? What's the reason we're growing? Well, the answer to that is, I don't know. There are some people who will tell you, by assessment, by metaphor, the way I understand it, we are growing to become the God of that particular mansion, whatever that mansion is. We get to move up. We get to grow and go up to heaven and grow and become the next God for that next planet, for that next mansion for that other place. That's what I use to get me through. That's the way I see this life. Life is ambiguous. We are all here on this planet. We don't, as many philosophies as there are, as many religions and theologies that there are, none of us really know for sure, right? We don't know for sure. We can meditate and come to an understanding. And some of the great teachers, this great spiritual teachers and philosophers have done that. But really, truly, none of us really know. You have people who are psychic and can see and can hear, and they may be seeing and hearing for what's in alignment with their path. But really, what happens on this planet and after this planet isn't really going to happen for me on my path. Who knows? We don't know, but we do know this. We need to be kind while we're here. It makes life better for you when you're kind while you're here. You need to be conscious of the life that you're living. It makes life better for you. You have to stay out of fear when you're here on this planet. It makes life better for you. When you are caught up in the things of this world, when you are overanalyzing and trying to control people and hating people, when you are fearful of people and the things, when you're the child sitting on the playground that's crying because you fell down and you're waiting to get up and you're waiting for the great mother to come and get you and pick you up, or the nannies to come and pick you up. When you are that child, you're not living life. You're not living life. And it's better for you when you, since you're here, to live life without fear. So that's my philosophy. That's my metaphor. That's the thing that I use to help me to understand this world. And it helps me to understand dreams as well, because there are people who have had dreams where they get to go to other playgrounds, where they get to talk to other people. There are people who are psychics who talk to people who have gone on and have moved on, and they come back and they talk to us, right? So that's my assessment. That's my take. Any questions? Are there any questions? Let me see what we have here. Okay, so Pam said, I had a dream about my family that passed on, and then other little things. Pam, I would really love to hear more detail about that dream. So let me give you a dream. Someone gave me permission to talk about her dream, to talk about the ambiguous nature of dreams, right? Because you all know my philosophy, and that is don't Google your dreams. Your dreams will, if you Google them, you may pick up the wrong interpretation because it doesn't pertain to you. And here, this is a perfect example. Let me see. Oh, shoot. I didn't bring my book in here where I wrote it down. Okay, so I'm going to go off of memory. So this is a young lady by the name of Stephanie, quote unquote. And Stephanie had a dream about a man who, her father or stepfather, who actually, let me take that back. She had a dream that two figures, and as we talked, she figured out who the person was. Two figures standing over her as she dropped down into the water, and she just slowly fell away. And she said, I was completely calm as I was falling away, and the two figures were looking at me. And as she talked more about the dream, she remembered that one of them reached out for her, and that's the reason why she plugged her nose and she went down into the water. She couldn't figure that dream out. And so we talked. I asked her some questions in particular, because as I said, you know what your dream means. I could ask you some questions and it'll start coming to you. And so it came to her. And she realized that the person who grabbed and reached for her was her stepfather. She doesn't have a good relationship with him. He did some inappropriate things as she was growing up, and she didn't want to go and visit him for the holidays. She didn't want to go visit her mother because she didn't want to see him for the holidays. So as we talked more about the dream, you can actually hear this one. I'm pretty sure this is on my YouTube page for sure. And I believe that I posted it here in Psychic Fixes. It's called Live Dream Interpretation. So you may want to listen to that. As I understood the dream, as she was answering the questions, the dream was telling her, you're okay, you're over it. They can't touch you anymore. He can't touch you emotionally anymore. The past is over for you. And she was amazed. She said, oh my gosh, she said, I totally felt that. I totally understood that. She said, I keep telling myself I should be upset. She said, but really, I'm not upset. I keep telling myself I don't want to go, but really, I'm okay with going. But I keep telling myself I'm not going because I think I have to hang on to the anger of the past. And so the dream was saying, you are all right. It is okay. Conscious mind was saying, stay here, stay angry, stay upset, don't visit, don't go and see them. But the subconscious was saying, everything is okay. You are over this now. And so as she talked through the dream, she actually lined up the conscious and the subconscious. And I told her, now you can make a different decision. And it's a decision based on understanding who you are. What's the decision you're going to make about going to visit the family? And she decided right then and there, I'm going to visit, but I'm only going to stay for a short period of time. See the beauty of that? The beauty of your subconscious mind talking to you. Your conscious will keep you stuck. That the words you've had in the past about what they did and what they meant and what they're trying to do to me and all of that, that's language that it will have you stuck. But the subconscious says, you're okay. Everything's all right. Go ahead and go. You can go and stay as long as you want, or you can not go, but everything's okay. She said, oh, that's so beautiful. She said, because I Googled water, and she said, everything I read said water means that you're nervous. Water, dropping into a pool means that you're scared, that you're fearful. And so my conscious brain wanted to say, yes, that is true. I'm scared of him. I'm scared of them. I'm scared of what they're going to say about me when I don't show up, or if I do show up. She said, but really deep on the inside, I'm not really afraid of it. Pay attention to your dreams. Your subconscious is always trying to help you to grow, to get better, to improve. It's trying to help you to heal. Your dreams are a way of the subconscious moving you forward. And sometimes we get direct downloads from spirit. And even then, it's to help move you forward. The nightmares that you have, it's still to help you to move forward. So pay attention to your dreams, because it's always for your success. It's always for your improvement. It's always for your growth. All right, that's all I have to say. How much time was that? Cool, 33 minutes. Hey. You can always catch me on Instagram. I'm at Heaven and Earth Connect. Of course, my Facebook page is Heaven and Earth Connect as well. You can go to my website, heavenandearthconnect.com. You can go there to schedule an appointment for a dream interpretation. I'm there as well. And then I'm here periodically on Psychic Fixes. I'm on Tuesday mornings at 11 o'clock Eastern Time. And that's all I have to say. Pay attention to your dreams.